Hey, good evening, ladies. It's Doris Ptolemy back. I have my brand new friend all the way from Washington, D.C. And actually, my sister lives around there somewhere. Not quite sure the town. But anyway, this is Laquida Barnett. And she is actually in the Navy, and she's in active duty in the Navy. And she has a couple kids, and we had a great conversation, I think, yesterday, right? We just like chatted away. She has a couple businesses that she's in, and also she's looking to retire at some point in time. So she's going to share a little bit about herself, how she got in the Navy and all that, and then we'll go from there. So Miss Laquida, you can go ahead and start chatting, telling us all about you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laquida Barnett, as Doris introduced me.
I said that wrong. Sorry.
And I am active duty in the Navy. And how I got in the Navy actually was pretty interesting. I used to go to this library a lot by my house, and it was in Hyattsville, Maryland. And I met a recruiter there, and I just did the paperwork, not really thinking anything of it, really. But I did it, and I want to say the scholarship, it was like a scholarship came through for USC, and I was so excited about that, going to California. And then my mom gave me this talk about, be careful of the color headband you wear, and something about the gangs and stuff. So I was kind of freaked out. And so I wound up going to George Washington, as a matter of fact, staying local. And so as part of the Navy ROTC unit there. But I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a fraternity. It was very different. I went in thinking I wanted to study international law, and I wanted to be a writer. And so I love to write, kind of like creative writing. I would enter a contest in high school, and I even had something published in like one of the magazines. And that was always my goal. But then when I got to college, engineering was really pushed, and I was doing a scholarship. So my mom and dad were like, literally, when I left, everything was packed up. There was no stuff left at home. Like, I took everything with me.
Oh, wow.
So I had siblings, so then my space was gone. I could come home and like crash on vacations, but all my stuff was like pack it all up and go. So I was, looking at different scholarship options, and engineering was the one that offered the most. So I was just kind of trying to play around because I wasn't a math and science person. I'll be honest, like I said, kind of writer. So engineering was surprisingly just the most flexible, because it wasn't like, straight math or straight science physics. It was kind of gave me some versatility there. So I did that though, and came in the Navy. And I remember my first year, I came home and I told my dad, I was like, I don't think this is for me. Like this, when I went to the training, and it was the first time I had people, kind of raising their voice to me. And you were, had to pull your hair back into these like strict buns. And I was, used to having it kind of like however. And it was all different. And the instructor told me, wet your hair and pull it back. And I was telling him my hair doesn't work like that way. It's not going to happen. If I wet it, pull it back. So it was all very different. It was, I was shocked that you were looking at this knowledge all the time. And I'm like, what? Trying to memorize this stuff. It was very different. And mine was only a week. Some people who went to boot camp, they had months and months. I admit it. I had 5 days. And in those 5 days, we could always call training time out if we needed. So that was a little different, but it was different for me. But went to my first ship, and I think it was just kind of like you were a little bit of a jack of all trades. Kind of none was a specialty, the way they kind of float you around. So I did that. I wound up in comms. Ship driving and the slow life wasn't really for me, which is what I started, surface warfare. And so then I wound up going into information professional, which is a lot of just IT related stuff. You're dealing with information assurance, information technology. And I remember one of my assignments, I went to work at a communication station, and looking at the satellites and how the just communication path, it made sense to me. It related to engineering and the way I did circuits, because my degree was computer engineering, which was a cross between computer science and electrical engineering. And I liked electrical engineering. So the communications made sense to me that way. So that's how I wound up doing that. And I've been doing it for like 17 years now.
17?
Yes, 17 years.
Wow.
Stuff. And then I wound up in IT. So I haven't been in IT the whole time, but that's kind of where I've been for the last few years. And retirement is on the horizon, 2.5 years away. Not that I'm counting or anything, but that's when I'm eligible.
Yeah.
So, yes, so that's when I'm eligible for it. And so I've been thinking about what I want to do, because when I joined, kind of doing your own thing, and then I got pregnant, got married, and my husband and I had my first child. I was like 33, and then I had to get ready to deploy. And that was really hard for me to leave him because
Yeah.
I had to wean him off nursing early. And then when I left, he was just starting to kind of pull up, and I came back and he was like a toddler, like, talking, moving, really
Oh,
pleasant.
wow. Hard.
That was hard. And I think to this day, sometimes he's 7 now. He probably gets away with some stuff because, that little bit, is still there. So
Yeah.
it's important to me when I'm on shore duty, like Doris mentioned, or maybe she didn't, but I'm at the Pentagon now. So it's important to me when I'm on shore duty to really be there and present with my kids and at family events and
Mhm.
stuff. Because my second child, I have like 2 boys, I was able to be here with him the whole time. I was like shore duty the whole way, and I loved it. But it has its own, whole new set of challenges there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
off and stuff. But yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do when I do retire, because I have had to do that where you leave your kids and they're little and you come back, and relationships change, they form different bonds with dad, with grandma. And
Yeah.
what's important to me is when I get out, I want to be able to be there. I want to be present. I want to be able to come home every day, not have to deploy, and if I'm traveling, it's traveling for work, and maybe the family can come with me. But another thing I thought
Mhm.
about is I don't necessarily want a job, like a 9 to 5 type thing where you're working
Yeah.
hours, putting in overtime. And because
Yeah.
I see people doing that, and it's so hard to, we're working, tolling, and then
Mhm.
like, when do you get to enjoy life? Retirement? And who wants to work till their great grandparents and things like that? And I want to make sure I can
Yeah.
enjoy some of my youth and enjoy doing things with my family. So I really want a job when I do retire that gives me some flexibility, that gives me some freedom. I do want financial freedom because I'm not trying to have everybody eating peanut butter and jelly and ramen noodles. I'm not trying to go back there. So I do need to be able to
Mhm.
my income
Yeah.
and kind of have that. And one of the perks in the military is you get a lot of like bonus pay, like your housing allowance and your food allowance, and that sort of thing goes away once you're out. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
make sure I have something that supplements that. But that was important to me. I want to be able to make sure I'm really present with my family and not, trading in one uniform for another. And I want to be able to work from the beach. And I will say, when we
Yeah.
came to DC, I had a neighbor who took the whole summer off with her kids, and they were bouncing through Rome, Greece. The kids were seeing history. They were seeing the places they're reading about in the history books. And I would love to
Yeah.
be able to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not cheap, but I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Thinking about what can I do to be able to do that sort of thing. And I do like talking to people, helping, giving them advice and things. So I've been leaning towards or not leaning, I actually am a life coach. So that's what I
Yeah.
working on. So that's what I'm planning for after the Navy, to be a life coach. And so we'll see how that goes. I've been coaching some clients, and like I said, I like it. It feels natural. It feels exactly in my element. And most
Yeah.
people, especially my mom, it's kind of like, that's crazy. You have all this IT training. You've been working around computers and technology. You should get a government job doing that same thing. Why are you going to be a coach? But no, I want to be a coach where I can.
Yeah.
It's so flexible. You can work from anywhere as long as you have a Zoom connection or any kind of like internet connection. You can work with your clients. So if they're not local, so my business isn't limited to where I am locally. It can be like a global
Yeah.
business to help anyone.
Yeah.
I work
Just
in the
like us, we're not local. I'm Canada and you're the States, right?
exactly, but we can still talk and communicate. It's great. I
Yeah.
can wear flip flops if I want. I'm not going to trade my boots for heels. I can do whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
that's what I really want to do. So yes, and also I want to get back into writing because, like I said, I used to write in high school. I wrote some in college too, just like creative writing classes and things. But then you just get caught up doing so much. Like I've been to
Yeah.
different. I've done most of my military career on the East Coast, but I have been overseas in Iraq as well. So just you kind of get used to doing so many different things that it's hard to find that time. And then having a husband and kids, it's hard to
Mhm.
find time to just kind of
Yeah.
do your own thing and be able to really get your creative juices flowing and write.
Yeah.
About time for yourself to get a massage, much less sit and write. So
Yeah.
that is something. So I do like the idea of that flexible job where I can be home. My kid doesn't have to go
Mhm.
to the rec center. I can get him off the bus. I can put
Yeah.
him to bed
Yeah.
before care. So those are just some things that are really important to me.
Uh-huh.
I also was looking at a vehicle that be able to get me that lifestyle I want. So, like I said, coaching, and the person that I trained with to be a certified coach, she has an entrepreneurial track as well. So I'm going to be doing that. See if I can
Mhm.
launch my site and get that going. I do, like I said, have some clients that I've been coaching. It's just been kind of, practice, but I'm ready to start making it actual legit
Yeah.
business there for income. And then also,
So do you work like 9 to 5? Like, do you have to go to work like once a week, or like not once a week,
yes,
but like all week?
Monday through Friday, yes. Yes, but the beauty
Okay.
of it too is that I do have some flexibility just because I work mostly with government workers and being in the military. They, sometimes we have appointments and that's hard for them. I do see that, and that's why I was thinking about, do I really want to do government work? Because a lot of times they're punching the clock and they're like clocking to make sure they have so many hours. And the military is not like that because you're 24/7. So
Yeah.
we're on call all the time. So when we have appointments, we don't take leave for appointments. We just go do our appointment if we have something. And it's kind of like we know what needs to be done work wise. And so we
Yeah.
trust our people and ourselves to manage our day and get our stuff done. So it's not like
Right.
you have to, have you heard that butt and seat term? They use that a lot. And I'm like, if you don't have anything to do here, then go somewhere else and do something you could be doing. Don't sit here just because I want to see you type deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. And so that's another reason that had me thinking like, yeah, I think the
Yeah.
entrepreneurial. And then also I did through my sister, I saw some changes in my sister and she introduced me to a couple who she'd been working with. And this couple has actually being mentored by someone who is financially free and independent and has been for over 30 years. And they're on their way there. The wife has been retired since she was 29 years old. She's like
Wow.
being retired all that time. Yeah, which is great. And the husband's going to be retired within the next year or two. And I thought that was pretty amazing because again, I didn't want to leave the military after I retire and get enroll right into another job. And
Yeah.
I was just like, you don't really meet people who are doing that, who are interested in sitting down with you and showing you how to do that same thing so you can in turn help other people. You kind
Yeah.
of see them on TV, you hear about them on the radio,
Yeah.
sometimes job, working for them, but they don't
Yeah.
sit
Yeah.
in the coffee shop or at dinner or invite you over and kind of take you under their wing and mentor and coach you
Mhm.
how to do the same thing. And
Yeah.
we were fortunate, right place, right time,
Yeah.
where my husband and I were able to connect with this couple and actually pursue them and get them to agree to work with us. And then also, so that's one where I'm trying to pretty much build a business asset to change how I spend my money, in addition
Mhm.
to building my coaching practice. And then also, I have another one that's pretty much online where I've been testing out their products and I want to see how I like them. And if I like them, then I want to be able to share them with other people who
Yeah.
they can use them if they like, they see benefits in
That's
them, and then they
awesome.
can credit towards it and share with people. So those are things
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. I have 2.5 years, so I'm starting now to see what I can build up because the goal is when I do retire that, there's no transition period, there's no lapse. I can
Yeah.
just work right into something that I've already have established. And like I said, with the coaching, the couple that's coaching us, I want to be a life coach. I work with helping people and coaching now. So that ties right into that where that can
That's
even
awesome.
helping
That's
people.
awesome.
So
That's
yes, that's
really, really good. It like, I mean, so many people are exactly where you are, or they're looking for something extra, and
yeah,
it's to find something that is truly that the whether the product or the company, you've got to love it. You've got to love the product
yes.
or whatever, the coaching, whatever you're going to do. And and once you find it, I mean, you're off. And I'm really excited about your writing. I met a lady here. We haven't done a live yet, but we've had a virtual coffee, and
Okay.
she's just like amazing, and she's a writer and she helps people write. So we are going to connect. I'm going to connect you with her
No,
for
that's
sure. And this is what this whole group is about, is connecting women with other women. We There's always something somebody has for us or says something that we connect, and or hey, I want to know more about what you are doing and stuff. So we're gonna
Can I
go
mention
ahead.
something real quick, Doris? One thing that I do want to say that I've noticed is really important that I find myself reminding myself of too. A lot of times when we're looking at different opportunities, whatever they may be, like the coaching, the writing I want to do, one of the businesses, um, we tend to think about what we're doing and if we like it. The thing is, we want something that we're passionate about. We want something that we like, but we
Yes,
also have to remember our why. Like, where are we going?
that's right.
Our end state, and is this vehicle going to get us there? And so that's the thing, is finding the vehicle that'll get you the lifestyle you want. and then putting in the work to do that. Obviously, doing it with integrity at all times, I think that's super important. And then you just kind of find like-minded people, as you're putting that energy out there, then those people will gravitate towards you, probably some of what you see with this group. And so you kind of find a tribe of like-minded individuals who want to do the same thing, and then you can kind of build from there. But that's super important as we're looking at different activities and different things that we want to do and trying to figure out, okay, what's next? Always have a purpose.
For sure.
Hmm?
For sure. Like it's so true, right? Anyhow, we just what I want to do is after the call, I'm going to put your link there, your Facebook link, so people can connect with you if they want and hear more. And do you have a business link too? You have an online business. Do you have a link?
I do.
If you do, we'll put it on there, and then
Okay,
people can check it out or whatever.
Okay, yes,
Pardon
the
me?
Facebook link. I was saying the Facebook link is good now. I do have a business link, but we're actually working on revamping that right now. So coming up with different websites.
Yeah, but they might want to talk about to you about something totally different, like what you've been doing and stuff. So yeah. So anyway, this is why I do this little group and stuff, and just us sharing, just normal moms, normal grandmas, normal people out there, and we're just trying to better our lives and stuff. I want to thank you so much. I am so honored to know you, and I can't wait to continue chatting. Like we're on WhatsApp now, and we'll be visiting.
And I just want to thank you too for even taking the time out to do this and interview me here on this. This has been really great. So thank you.
That's awesome. And remember,
I said I won't forget. Canada horses open invitation. I won't forget. So
okay, I was just going to tell you that. Don't forget about your open invitation to come and visit me in Canada. I think Sheila the other day, she goes, "I'm coming to Canada," when she saw us when we went for a sleigh ride. So it was kind of fun.
Okay.
Anyway, be blessed, my new friend, and we shall be chatting soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.